Yo, welcome to my channel Wardrawsalot. Obviously I'm Ward, or I wouldn't have named it Wardrawsalot. I was watching a video the other day by Drawing with Waffles and how she took candy and then made it into a character, and I thought that was pretty cool and I wanted to try it for myself. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be doing two candies, so it's going to be Snickers and it's going to be candy corn. I wanted to do the nice contrast between the most popular and the least popular candy that is currently up right now. So, in doing these characters and creating them off of just candy bars, I had to sit there and think about what their attributes are. So obviously for both of them they have unique colors, shapes, sizes, but what I really wanted to focus on was their personalities. So from here on the left side is going to be the Snickers, and on the right side is going to be the candy corn. For the Snickers, I wanted to keep in mind that it is the most popular candy. So, well, not the most popular, it's one of the more popular ones, I should say. I think number one's Reese's and then number two is Snickers, something along those lines. But he's basically a popular piece of candy. So when I think of the popular kid, I think of someone who's very charismatic, but you could also be very chill around him. He has a nice bright personality, and then when you stand next to him or others, can always make you laugh and is always pretty much out there known by everybody. So for his look, I made sure I tried to keep his warmth in there, if that makes any sense. So I gave him a nice smile, I gave him a sweater to keep him cozy looking and like very inviting. So now we could talk about candy corn over here. So the candy corn side, he's a little bit of a half and half to people. He's not very popular, but a lot of people like him because he's such a classic person. But at the same time, a lot of people don't like him because he's such a classic person. He's kind of boring. It's just a little piece of sugar in retrospect. Nothing really entertaining about him. So because of those factors, I made sure to make the character a little bit more on the shy side, where you could see that he likes people and that he wants to get involved with others, but because of his very weird standing amongst other people, he's a little bit more self-conscious and he doesn't want to get involved only to get his feelings hurt. I'm going way too in depth to this, for they're literally pieces of candy, but you get what I'm saying. He doesn't want to bother others, but he's very welcoming towards people who would like to be his friends. So in my head, I think that Snickers and candy corn would be good friends in that a little universe. I don't know what else to call it in their little world. I feel like Snickers and candy corn would get along pretty well. Okay, so now I want to talk about their looks and why I made them the way that they are. So Snickers, if you look at the candy bar itself, it's kind of short, it's kind of chubby, filled with a lot of stuffing. I guess I think it's got like nougat and then peanuts and then like I think caramel. There's like a whole bunch of stuff inside of a Snickers bar, which is why it's, oh my gosh, Snickers bars are so awesome. I love Snickers so much. But like that's what I wanted to try and portray with him, is that he's a little shorter and a little thicker than compared to candy corn. They look like the same height here because I wanted to put them on the same plane, but in my headcanon, Snickers is definitely shorter than candy corn. Even though candy corns are really small, I see that they're fairly thin, and like when you turn them to the side, they're just really triangular. Like I can't use any other word. And so I pictured the triangle shape would just be like really tall from the top and then gets wider through the bottom. So like I tried to keep that, but you can't really tell because the candy corn character is standing to the side, so you wouldn't see if his hips would widen as it goes down. But I tried to keep that idea in there. So in my headcanon, candy corn is taller, thinner, and yeah, Snickers is just shorter and wider, which I think is a nice contrast between the two. Now we could talk about the colors, which is probably the easiest but hardest thing to work off of when it comes to making the characters, because the colors are already picked out for you, but at the same time, how are you going to place the colors smartly? Does that make any sense? I hope it does. So okay, for like Snickers' sweater, I did the blue arms and the blue pocket with a white center or torso for the sweater, I did that because on the Snickers bar itself, it's got like the white background and then the blue Snickers lettering. The pants, I originally went for like this kind of caramel-ish type color, but I really didn't like that. I was like, ew, it looks gross. So I went over it with like a light brown to help kind of make it look more like a dark khaki kind of color, which I think personally fits the nougat inside of it a little bit better, so I like that. The Snickers bar itself is brown, and it has different kinds of hues of brown all over the entire Snickers bar, so I decided to give him brown skin and then even darker brown hair, and the eyes are red because there's like a little line of red somewhere on the packaging of the Snickers bar itself, so I wanted to incorporate that for his eye color. So for candy corn, it's a little bit more straightforward. The actual candy corn itself is like white at the top, then orange in the middle, and yellow at the bottom. So that was an easy color scheme to keep with. I didn't want to make the colors too vibrant for him because, well, number one, the candy corn itself is kind of muted, so it wouldn't look right to be very bright orange shirt and then a very bright yellow pants. Plus, it would look a little too harsh on the eyes, so I used a little bit more muted colors for that. The hair I gave purple indentations, so it could show shadows, but really that's just all it is, just a shadow. Purple's not a part of the candy. I also did the same thing with the white torso of the sweater for Snickers. So I decided to name the Snickers boy Nick because Nick is in Snickers, and then Andy for candy corn because Andy's in candy. So I thought that was cute too. Yeah, thanks for watching, and remember, I love you. Goodbye.